Yo, what's good, guys? Time for the weekly Inside the Mind. Today, I want to talk about some different stuff before we get into the game. First of all, I want to talk about the channel. The support's been crazy. By the time you guys are seeing this, we're definitely at 2,400 subs, which is way more than I expected to have by this point. It's pretty wild. Obviously, I'm going to celebrate 2,500 pretty hard. And if we hit like 5K by the end of the year, that is completely wild and way past my expectations for what the channel would be, especially this early. So, today, obviously, I'm going to plug the coaching a little bit. If you do feel like you need that one-on-one practice, it is down in the description. There's the Fiverr, or you can email me and we can set some stuff up. If you don't feel comfortable on Fiverr, just let me know. So, what I want to talk about today is environmental factors before we get into it, right? Try to play in a good environment, right? Hitting in a cold room is probably worse than a hot room, definitely. Playing games with cold hands, cold feet, cold extremities, it's pretty bad. It can be detrimental to your gameplay. In general, I'd rather be sweating than cold, but ideally you want a nice room temperature that you're comfortable at. And it's going to make you play better, and it's going to have you in a better mindset. If you're sitting here hitting lineouts and you're sweating or you're freezing, it's not going to have you in a great mindset, and you're going to struggle. So, definitely do that. Definitely be comfortable with that. And try to be, put yourself in a spot to succeed before the game even starts. So we'll get into lineup real quick. I'll hide my cam for half a second. So we've got Ronald in right. We're going to platoon Morneau. If it's a righty, cool. Morneau stays in. If it's a lefty, we'll bring in Riley. And Riley, I'm very comfortable righty-righty with. So, that's our platoon at first. Ripken starts the game at second, but Cattell will come in to play second for him. Running Mick in center. Don't love the bat anymore. I think he's batting ninth in the lineup now. But the defense is still there. It's still the best center fielder in the game, in my opinion. We've got the new chase card, Ellie. Obviously, we have the Extreme Program Griffey that we earned live on stream. I do have a debut video planned, but it didn't go so great. So if you guys have not already seen that, then it's probably not going up. Spoiler, he went, I think, 2 for 3 with a home run in his first at-bat. So it went pretty well, but both people quit. So I don't even know if I'm going to make a video out of it, really. J-Ram pretty much will be his debut also. And then our wild card option is Chipper, and we will be debuting Adley. His stats look pretty bad because I used him in the event, but I think in regular ranked he'll be pretty good. And then we have Corbin Carroll as a defensive sub, Seager as a pinch hitter if I ever wanted to do that, but I don't know why I would. We'll probably start either John, or maybe we'll try out the new Musgrove or Stroman. I'm not too sure. I have high hopes for the Stroman. Musgrove, not so much. I saw him on the Hall of Fame. Did not look too menacing, to say the least. This is the pin we're rocking. We have Wagner in there now. I'm gonna give him a shot. If not, we'll probably look towards like Cano or Brock Stewart, somebody like that in the future. Maybe Duvall. We're gonna go Duvall. Just in case we end up on Legend, Duvall should be pretty tough on Legend. And yeah, let's hop in, right? No warm-up. In general, I would advise you guys to warm up. But for me right now, I'm just going to hop in cold turkey. If we lose, we lose. Eventually in this series, I probably will lose. I'm not avoiding it. I'm not posting games that I lose. Or not posting games I lose. We're just going live on camera. You can see we're at 8:42. We'll not probably do any more of these on stream. There's too much to think about. I'm trying to talk to you guys. I'm trying to read chat. So in general, probably won't do this live anymore. It'll probably just be me and you on camera. In general, if you guys are going to warm up in custom practice, you can see where my slider's at, or you can't. It's between 740 and 940. So there's a 50-50 coin flip. We end up on the Hall of Fame. So I would advise you guys to warm up on the Hall of Fame, or Legend, basically. Warm up on the difficulty above you, but do not adapt to it. Because if you warm up on Legend and you're locked in on Legend, if you practice for 20 minutes on Legend, it's going to make you very early on Hall of Fame. So we are the away team. You can see Randy. We're not too worried about Michael Harris. We do need to think about him because he is a bunt threat. Also, hopefully the audio issues are fixed. I got a new mic. I calibrated it like a couple days ago, so hopefully that's good. You can see he has a decent record. Unfortunately, we are at Yankee again.
The right fielder.
And, you know, the default Randy approach, looking fastball, slider. He snaps off a decent splitter. You can see in bottom left, he threw it good, not a perfect. So, again, we're looking for something to do down the middle. Again, he throws another good. He could be on pure analog.
One ball.
It's looking pretty slow. We're definitely on Hall of Fame. It's not a legend speed. You can tell if you're on pure legend. Good pitch. Alright. We're starting to see the ball. You can tell if you're on pure legend by the scoreboard. It'll have gold trim around the outside. If you are on legend. This could be a 50-50 game, but probably not. A little swing happy right now. So we do have our music. That's another thing. I play with music when I'm really locked in. You guys should try it. Alright. We're looking pretty bad right now, but we'll figure it out.
That's a ball. Counts 1-0.
I'm getting the feeling that he's a pure analog guy. Which means he probably won't miss down the middle too much. But he doesn't have that exact control, so he may struggle with walks, as you're seeing right now. So 3-0, he might groove one if he does. I like swinging at him. Kinda grooved it. It's a good spot. Good spot to miss if you're gonna miss.
Take your base, ball 4.
Pretty big miss by him. We got Ellie up. Ellie's swing is pretty decent. Gonna try not to get jammed. It is easy to get jammed. As long as you don't get jammed, he has a very good swing.
That's a ball.
One thing I noticed while coaching is a lot of people don't use their swing to help with their timing. They don't use their batter cues, like leg kick, hand load, etc. When I'm struggling with my timing, it's very important for me. Somebody like Ellie doesn't have a great one, but I felt like I swung it up, to be honest. I don't know why I did check. But it's been doing that a decent amount. So, you can see he does not bat exceptionally well with Michael Harris. So, I'm kind of figuring a bunt might come. Ooh, Stroman is not off to a good start. So, Hall of Fame pitching, obviously. We need to lock in a little bit. In general, the server did not feel very good right there.
0-1's the count.
We're watching this steal attempt, but he doesn't seem like he wants to. He might now, because that kind of lit his mind up to the fact he could hit into a double play. And he doesn't.
Ball, that's out.
Good pitch by Stroh. Great pitch. Stroman's looking tough. This is Hall of Fame, I believe, and not Legend. Stan's kind of a rough one. I'm figuring eventually this guy probably wants to steal. So a little sides up here probably isn't the worst case scenario. Caught him early on it.
Inside, ball 1.
Getting a little aggressive. Ideally, we want him to ground into a double play here. But he gets under that. Vlad, pretty slow righty swing. Ideally, we would be jamming him here. But there's a decent chance he's just waiting on it. He's not.
0-1.
Gonna show him the default four seam. He's probably gonna expect sinker. Yep.
0-2.
So it did not drop. So right here, we're at 0-2 count. Don't throw him anything he can hit hard. If you want to try and do sweet contact, like we're about to do,
Runner!
then that's fine. At toy catcher, D doesn't matter, right? That's athlete Retchman. and he drops that. He fumbles that. So we're going to go back to it. I don't think he saw it especially well. He didn't, but he fouls it off, so that's tough. Early, but probably not early enough to get around on this.
Ball.
We missed our spot. We're going to double down again, right? What are the odds he expects us to double down multiple times? It should be an out. I do need to pull Ripken. He's fine out of position over there. He's gold with, like, you know, like mid-80s reaction and fielding. But in general, I think Marte would play that ball better.
Leading off for North Carolina.
So Griffey, lefty. We're expecting probably high-end fastballs, middle-end fastballs, low and away off speed. He goes low and away off speed first pitch. You can see we are all over it. Can't really find the timing right now.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
1-1 count. Usually like a 50-50 shot of him throwing a ball or a strike.
Ball, that's out.
And now I think that confirms he is on pure analog. He's not missing too bad, but he's not like dotting like you would expect with pinpoint. And we have not seen one perfect feedback. So in general, we kind of have to not really look down the middle as much, and more so just look for like zones where we think he'll miss. Because okay, he is pinpoint. He's pinpoint. He just struggles with it.
Ball, that's
Which means we could get something down the middle. Gotta hit that. Not sure what we're looking for here. Probably either a 4-seam splitter or a slider. Those are Randy's more prominent pitches. So right there, not really bad timing. But in general,
Batting 7th. The second base.
you know, you do want to get around on that earlier. So here comes our first little swap. We bring in Marte. It's not really a platoon necessarily, but it is a switch that we will make.
Marte.
Ball.
So we're getting jammed a lot. So I'm looking to get around on one here. I'm sick of getting jammed. And he grooves a slider right down the middle. So unfortunate. Decent swing. Obviously, I'm going to crank my volume up a little bit. Just make sure that's not getting picked up. It's not. Okay. So, we had a couple decent swings that inning. Nothing, you know, great. Our opponent still has a better swing than we do so far this game. But hopefully we can change that moving in the third, right?
0-1.
Obviously, we're up against it. We're going against Randy. He's going against a guy who has pretty bad speed differentials. Stroman's much more of a legend pitcher. You can tell pretty much all of his pitches, with the exception of the serve, are within 10 miles an hour of each other. So Stroman's generally going to struggle. Right there, we played the odds, right? We could have maybe laid out for that. But if we allay that, it's possibly a triple. So we'll just limit the damage, hold him to a single. So right here, we're throwing a bunch of first pitch strikes, but ideally, I would like to try to get him to roll over on something.
Hey!
And you can see he has no intentions of doing that. Clearly, as he pops that up. So that pop-up tells us a decent amount, right? It tells us that he is very worried about the double play. He's over-adjusting and getting under pretty much everything, which means he's probably pretty prone to swinging down low.
Ball.
Maybe not on the first pitch of the at-bat, but in general, he will be. And now we're pitching significantly better.
1 ball, 1 strike. No. Inside.
2-1. You pretty much have to find the zone here. If you throw him another ball, you know, you're in his hand. So that's a very vital turning point of the at-bat. If we throw another ball there, we're 3-1. He either walks or he gets something he really wants to hit. So in general, we're trying to avoid those situations, pitch around those, stay in command of the count whenever we can. We'll go 1 with that.
He's out.
I had to double check right there and see if we needed to. Something you probably should do before you throw the pitch. So, Morneau's getting the lefty, so we get our other platoon. We get Austin Riley, who has been exceptional for us. Austin Riley himself would probably bat higher, but the platoon in general, that's where I'm comfortable.
1-0.
So, he doesn't like falling behind 2-0 from what I've seen so far, so we're kind of swinging right here if we like it.
Ball
We did not like it. Obviously, a fastball on the black right there, hard to hit. Saw that one really well, just unfortunate.
Out.
That is probably the best swing of the game. Our opponent had that perfect, but it was on one right down the middle. A mistake pitch, and honestly, he probably should have hit it out. So I'm happy with calling that probably the best swing of the game so far. It was, 108 off the bat. Just went right to a fielder. So, you know, you get those, you get unlucky, especially at these type of parks.
That's ball 2.
Just got to stay focused. Right here, I'm probably expecting a fastball. It's going to be his easiest pitch to throw for a strike in the 2-0 count. And I see a lot of times when he's uncertain of what to throw, he's putting that fastball outside, which is a very safe place to put him. And right there, we got jammed. So we got to prioritize getting around just overall. That's why we're struggling, is because we aren't getting around. If we're getting around, we probably have a home run or 2 right now. And nobody better to start that with than Acuna. Just not seeing the ball great. Let me scoot a little closer, lock in a little more.
Ball, that's off the plate.
So right here, probably equal chance amongst his 3 primary pitches. Or he spikes a slurve. Probably Randy's worst pitch next to 2-seam, depending on what difficulty you're on. And you can see we just missed up. Can't miss us. Hopefully it goes foul for us. It doesn't. All right, can't catch a break. Yeah, that needs to be a home run. That is the one pitch we've seen this game that should be a guaranteed home run. And we just saw it. We missed it. Lindor, somebody with not a ton of pop. We do need to be careful about, you know, giving him pitches he can pull. I'd rather him go oppo on us for a home run. Right here, I kind of get the sense we're pitching very aggressive, and maybe we should be throwing a couple more chase pitches here and there. So he is too early, and 1-2 count. I'm going to try to K him right here, ideally. And we do. We got him taken. We got to get him swinging the bat a little more, right? He's very, what's the word? Reserved about when he wants to swing. Period, right? With the runner on base, he was not swinging at a lot of stuff. And in general, he's not. So, Mike Trout, we probably want to avoid that on. We're going to throw the outside slurve and try to shrink his PCI as much as possible, right? That's Stroman's strong suit, is that he has that super high hits, should give a small PCI to your opponent most of the time, and has a great pitch mix. So you can see he's early on that. Don't really love the splitter here now, especially in that spot. Definitely got pitch better. So I'm going to throw him a chase pitch here, see if he goes. That is as close to a perfect fastball as you can throw, and Stroman just sailed it. Great pitch, though. That sinker's tough. Even though we don't have a very... So right here, I'm going to start holding RT a little bit, just very first pitch of the at-bat. See how he pitched last time, right? Most people aren't smart enough to pitch differently. They pitch the same batter the same way in the lineup. They might not pitch every batter the same, but traditionally they will pitch the same batter, very similar. Just depending on what their stance looks like and what you're doing. So I think this is the inning where we turn up and lock in a little bit, so I might not talk too much. Just late, tough. 1-2. 1-2 count. I'd say you have about equal chances. An 0-2 count, I would say it's much more likely for them to throw you a ball. And then after that, it's pretty much even chances against most good players. So we finally hit it. That's his comfort pitch, right? That's the pitch he goes to every time when he gets in trouble, when he doesn't know what to throw. It's important to identify that and know what your opponent's comfort pitches are. And for him, it's been inside slider, an inside fastball, and a low and away fastball. There's our inside slider. We should have cranked that. It's honestly more so down the middle. But very interesting pitch by him. Running on first, we're very cognizant about what we're trying to swing at. Don't really want anything
ball, two
down
strikes.
in the zone that we can roll over for a double play. Like that. In general, if he gives us a high fastball and we slam to it and that's how we hit double play, then it is what it is. But pretty good at bat by Chipper. Some good foul balls. That could be a single. Just missed it. Timing's there. Later side of good, so not exactly there, but enough to where if we really barreled that, it would have at least been double off the wall. So we got to be a little better than that.
Now
Ellie, again,
shortstop.
hard. It's easy to get jammed with him if you start your swing late, so we're looking for something we want to hit a lot. And these opposite-handed batters, he's throwing a lot of sliders inside and fastballs outside. That's traditionally how he's been pitching them. Obviously, got to watch out for a splitter, but other than that, it's mainly those two pitches.
Ball, that's upstairs.
Those a chase pitch. You can see he's starting to get a little more dialed in, starting to throw more perfects, which is to be expected. And I knew that was the pitch, man. I might just not talk for like an inning or so. At the end of the day, I still care if I win. And obviously, we should not lose to this guy. I just knew it would be that or the slider.
One and one. One ball, two strikes.
Gotta be better.
That's out.
So he knows that shrinks the PCI. That's why he's throwing them a lot. But here, I figure we get fastball. We did. All right, 3-2 count with 2 outs. You should be running every time. Getting that runner in motion. Hopefully Griff just went deep on that. What a swing in the debut. Debut. But great swing by Griffey. Lefty. You love to see it on a 102-mile-an-hour fastball where Randy basically topped out.
1-0.
But the reason I said we shouldn't lose this guy, it's not because of how he's played. It kind of is, but kind of not. I'm going to explain that, right? He has a much easier matchup. Stroman on Hall of Fame, a lot easier than Randy on Hall of Fame. If you want to argue Stroman's close to as good as Randy on Legend,
One ball, two strikes.
I'll maybe hear that argument. But on Hall of Fame, where we're at right now, I don't think it's particularly close. Sorry. Wires got crossed because we should have fouled that at least. Maybe not barreled it. That's a hard pitch to barrel. But we should have at least fouled up. Ate him up a little bit. Gotta be careful with Stroman's splitter. He throws it very fast. You can see he can top out at 90 on that, and his sinker can top out or bottom out at 90. So that's what I'm talking about, right? Very easy timing windows. I don't think he's gonna be effective for too much longer. You gotta be careful with pitchers like this. So again, we're gonna go righty and the lefty. We're not gonna do Donaldson. I don't want to scum this guy. He hasn't scummed us necessarily. He might do it. We lit up Randy. Maybe he brings in Donaldson, but I'm gonna be the bigger man, and we'll just pitch it like a normal game. Hopefully, it gets patched soon anyway.
Outside.
So you can see he thought about it. Which probably tells me he's looking outside. But I also wouldn't be too surprised if he is protecting the inside. So right here, front door cutter. Probably not a great pitch. I doubt he takes. He panicked. He did read it wrong initially, so it did work. It did its intended purpose. He read it as a ball and swung very late. And right here, I'm going to double down, right? We're going to drop our nuts, and we're just going to go for it. And if we're wrong, we're wrong, but we are right. So that Stroman sinker has proved very difficult for him to hit. I believe Utley barreled a cutter last time, so we're going to try to stay away from it. Ideally, we want to light his eyes up with these splitters down low. If he goes oppo, again, we'll take it. I know it is Yankee, but it's still a hard swing. We get kind of blessed right there. You don't see that call a lot. Great pitch by Stro. I think we're going to double up again, right? Until he starts really respecting it, I think doubling up is a viable strategy. And I don't know who he thinks is pitching, to be honest. Because Stroman is never throwing like 98, 99. That's what that swing looked like it was like calibrated for. So we have not thrown an inside slurve the whole game. It is a very slow pitch, but I'm hoping just that, the change of pace and throwing something out there that he hasn't seen the whole game will get him to swing, which it did. So, Cattell should have a pretty favorable matchup on Randy. We just got to get around. We got to stop getting jammed. And he goes to his outside. He goes to his comfort pitch, right? Does he go to his backup comfort pitch? Does he throw an inside slider? No. Hard to tell, right? Maybe he just missed his spot. But I read it as the pitch that I wanted, that I thought was coming, so I swung. It happens. On Hall of Fame, should have happened to me? Probably not, but,
1-0.
sometimes you see the pitch that you're expecting, and, instinct takes over. And it's fine. Because we do have a 2-run lead to play with. Ideally, we would like to put up some more, though. So, I'm expecting a comfort pitch here. Fastball, probably on inside or the outside.
Ball.
And now I'm very much so expecting one, right? Because he just threw his backup plan. And we got it. We got it. Should be a double. I can't believe Trout got there, to be honest. Was it deserved for him to drop that? Probably not. But I read it as a double off the bat, honestly. And he has quit. So let me see how long we've been recording for. I don't know if I want to run another one. He was not very great, so we probably will. Griffey did his thing, so that's hype. Yeah, we'll hop in one more. Why not? Why not? This is going to give us like 2 games from World Series. Hopefully we can play a little better and get this guy out of here quickly, and then it can be like a full 9 innings for you guys, pretty much. I think that one went, 5? So we get a nice little 4-inning mercy, 4-inning quit. I'd be more than happy with that. Another environment thing, water. Stay hydrated. Your brain performs better when you're hydrated, so stay hydrated. I think I'm going to do Skeens here just because it's the smart thing to do. Then if we need to scum with John, we can. And then we still have John next game. So we get to see Randy again, which is unfortunate. Pretty solid team from him. I imagine he also has Griffey. So I imagine he's going to do the same thing we're doing, and he's going to pull Ripken for Marte, would be my assumption. So, Skeens, probably not the best pick against this guy. We skipped the record. Have no idea of how good he is relative. If he offers a friendly, that's, a big plus for us. 12-0. I've seen some pretty bad players go 12-0. Those are pretty, pedestrian numbers with Ronald. I'm guessing I accepted his friendly by mistake. Okay. Well, that sucks. Did not mean to do that. Ordinarily, I would cut this out, but, I wanted to show you guys. No cuts, no anything. We're not hunting games. We get what we get. So, I'm going to have this, show you guys the slider we're working with. I'll probably stop it soon, just so we don't play somebody bad. So we could play somebody playing for their 1,000 game, or we could play somebody that's, hard stuck division series. Could be either. We'll just see who we get. Wow, I did not want a friendly against that guy. I tried to pause it, right when the thing popped up, and just automatically accepted it. That's unfortunate. But maybe we can get a better pitcher matchup now. I guess we'll see. So we're probably getting Randy again. I didn't hear him scroll at all. So we're just going to see Randy every game today, apparently. Satchel. All right. Not the best team in the world, I'll be honest. Colton Cowser's pretty wild. That Trout's pretty wild when I don't think he has a wild card in his lineup, so I don't know why you wouldn't just go wild card the 99. But to each their own. Not looking at his record. We are not accepting a friendly. Don't know how the last one happened. It's pretty funny. Never had that happen. I was just pausing him to warm up a pitcher because I could tell that guy was probably decent. But no, I don't be scared of a 12-0. I've seen some very bad players that are 12-0. I've seen some very bad players that are World Series. So don't be too scared of that. So you can see he has 4 parallels on New Bar and hits 270 with them. Not overly exceptional, especially from a leadoff hitter. So we can tell he is not very comfortable with them, and he is very early. So he is already respecting that outlier fastball, as well as swinging very early and check swinging. So that's just telling me he's just lurking on that outlier fastball hard. So we're going to try to get him to read it and be early on the cut, which was the case. So it's important to realize when people are already respecting pitches, right?
Outside ball.
And then we're gonna double up on it, right? Because he is respecting it so much, we need to kind of like flaunt our authority and make him continue. No, man. My general rule for friendlies is sometimes I'll accept, but after a first pitch has been thrown, it's out the window at that point. I guess he's not too happy about that. But you're not gonna step in the box and see a pitch and be like, "Oh no, this is gonna be hard," and then nah, we're not doing that. So probably hung that.
Ball.
You can see he's being very patient. I don't know if that's just because he has a mature and good eye, or if it's fake. And it's looking like fake. He bats about 300 with everybody, so you do the math. He's on pace for what, 3-4 runs this game, something like that. So we got hit a little bit, especially if he plays at like a low elevation park most of the time. His averages probably could be 30, 40 points higher. I don't know. So he is probably not a bad player. And typically whenever you see somebody at these ranks that doesn't bat exceptionally well, right? None of their hitters hit 400, 500, anything close to that. That usually tells me they're a pretty decent pitcher. So we got to focus on hitting, pick up on his pitching tendencies early in the game.
We got a full count.
I'm guessing we're getting predictable. And right there, he's looking to walk, right? He's either looking for a fastball or he's looking to walk. So we call him by surprise. So Satchel, very bad control. Despite what his stats say, his control is very bad. I have used him. His bars are huge. He will miss down the middle eventually. Like that. So that's going to go. That's why you play at Shieldwoods, right? I mean, the PCI is directly on it. It's just late. It's not a late swing or anything super bad like that. That's why we play at Shieldwoods. You get rewarded for swings like that. It's actually in the green timing window, so that's interesting that that's just late. I don't know if that's desync or what that is. So he's struggling with Satchel's windup and Satchel's control. Like I said, is subpar. So yeah, I was figuring that was coming. I just missed it, unfortunately, but not by that much. If we had good timing, we would have been on it. We wouldn't have dropped our PCI.
That's low. That's a ball.
Really just gotta watch that screwball. But out of the hands, it is very obvious that it is a screwball. So he's establishing the fastball, which is good for him. Not necessarily great for us. Right here, he's pondering a lot, so it's probably going to be in a good spot.
Ball.
Not a bad spot for a screwball. You can see gooded and not perfect. That's probably why I didn't go where you wanted it. And he hangs another one. So, again, not a huge fan of Satchel, man. I really thought he could crack the best 5 in the game, but the control is just not there with him. He's Bob Gibson 2.0. Looks great on paper. Just really puts certain pitches wherever he wants. That screwball and that sinker really goes wherever he wants.
0-1.
I'm not sure if he has a slider. I'm going to check right here. Hopefully he doesn't get too mad. He does. Okay. Slider and a curveball. Obviously those pitches, or the curveball and the screwball are kind of BP. If they're not thrown at the proper time with the proper intentions. And you can see he's just living off that outlier fastball. He's kind of forced to at this point. He doesn't really have another option. If he throws the screwball, we're on it.
Ball.
Read that very well.
Two
The
balls, two
the
strikes.
screwball and curveball are so similar for him. It's really why I think he struggles. So he tops out right there, but we fouled it off. Sometimes that's all you gotta do on those pitches down the middle is just live to see another, and we're doing a good job of that, right? Satchel's not making up the fifth at this rate. He's giving up a lot of runs. He's having to throw a lot of pitches. This is good at bat. Even if we struck out right there and did not make decent, solid contact, that was still a great at bat. We worked the count. We worked to a 2-2 count out of a 0-2 count, I think. So that's a big dub. And we saw more pitches than what a 2-2 count entails. I think we saw like 6 or 7 pitches there. All right, so at this point, he's getting very predictable. This shenanigan of just spamming the fastball is getting kind of old because I am expecting more out of him. Don't underestimate your opponent. I would expect him to be a better pitcher than what he's showing. But he is just spamming the four seam, right? And I don't blame him. It's really the only pitch Satchel can control super well. So that is his default. We got to be locked in on that. And I think we will be. You can see a lot of these swings are just late. They're not really like late or very late.
The left fielder.
They're decent swings. We just got to speed it up just a tad. Just recognize that pitch earlier. And we went and got the sinker again. Griffey with a great swing. It's had, what, 2 for 3? 2 home runs so far? Not a bad little debut from the kid. Obviously, he's got more home runs than what I said. I used him in the event a little bit, and I used him in those 2 ranked games. So, again, we got 8 up by that, right? We're on the sinker. That's our timing right now. We got to be on that four-seam timing and kind of adjust off to the sinker. I felt like we did a good job of that right there, but we just uppercutted it, unfortunately, with Adley. So, great first inning, right? That's a huge dub for us. We got 3 runs, worked a lot of pitches. Can't complain whatsoever. And we had a dominant pitching inning. So, in general, we're in a great spot. Right here, we're trying to limit damage. You know, if he's hitting like those iffy doubles that you could lay out for and maybe save the hit, just let them drop. Just let them drop. Don't give them extra base hits if you don't have to. Just limit damage. Don't throw too risky of pitches.
1-1.
And we should be fine. Right there, pretty bad miss by us. But in general, I want to make him respect it. I think he's kind of like, yeah, he's slacking. He started the game sitting on it. Now he's not. So Skeen's absolutely dealing. Has struck out every batter so far, which is surprising to me. It didn't feel like that. That chipper at bat that he had took forever. Another good pitch there.
No ball.
We're really mixing him up. He has no idea what's coming. I don't think we've thrown the slurve once. Hopefully Skeens misses to the bottom right of the par.
Ball.
That's unfortunate,
1-2.
man. Like he missed by so much right there. And I think his slider is going to be too slow for that to be a great pitch.
That's in. Ball.
So, in general, the vibe I'm getting here is he's just sitting fastball, right? Because if he wasn't, he would have swung at that.
That's a ball.
And that is an awful take by our
Full count.
opponent. That is a bad take. So I'm expecting him to be on this probably. It is our most obvious pitch that we could throw. So this guy has a fake eye, right? He's just putting the controller down, and we've just done him a huge favor. We gave him a base runner, right? Now one good swing, he's right back in the game. It's a 1-run game. So in general, when you're playing guys like this, do not walk them, right? I'd rather him hit 3 solo shots in a row than hit a 2-run bomb and then the bloop single and then the double and the game's tied. You can see what he swings at when he doesn't have the controller on the ground. So, in general, you know, be aware. Be aware, don't walk. A walk is almost never the best option. At very, very high rank, sometimes it can be. But in general, usually not the best. Morneau should... Ooh. Good recognition to make the tag. I didn't do it. He did it. Decent play. He's probably not too happy about that, but, you know, it is. Morneau will actually get some at-bats this game, too, hopefully. Unless Marte hits home run. So, I was looking fastball there, but, you know, if he wants to put it in a corner and it is a strike, then that's cool. We're taking it anyway. You see he's, again, struggling with control a lot. We're looking for something down the middle to really light our eyes up. 3-0, we're not swinging unless it's right down the middle, unless we absolutely love the pitch. We got Morneau up next, who's max against righties. It lit my eyes up, and I want Marte to get a home run. But, you know, it was a strike, so in the day, not a terrible swing. Ooh, that one, not so much, right? That was on the black. Glad I did not swing at that. Could have went either way. It was a 50-50 ball. And now he's really thinking, so I'm expecting a corner pitch. He really messed his pinpoint up. All right, more no. Should be basically max against righties. Don't love the swing, but the stats should play. He has a lot of quirks also. So, yeah, 119, 125 with no parallels on him. If I had the full Ripken boost, he would be max. Decent swing. You know, if we sit back a little bit, it's at least off the wall, if not gone. Unfortunate. We got the pitch we were looking for. We just, you know. And some of that is batter comfort. I'm not super comfortable with Morneau. He has a much faster swing than I thought he did.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
So that's a big dub. You know. I'll take that. I'll take the experience with Morneau of that at bat. There's at least some positive to that at bat. It's actually a lot of positive. We saw the ball really good. That's why we were early on it. And Morneau, right? We got some reps with Morneau, which is a dub. Gotta be ready for that. Gotta know that that is his pitch. That is his comfort pitch. Most pitchers have one. So, you know, it's important to identify. We're gonna hit and run right here.
Steal.
And it bailed us out, actually. So, unfortunately, Marte, I guess, slid in the second, so he couldn't get back up and get the third. Probably a hit anyway, to be honest. I don't think the shortstop gets it up. Right there, we knew it would be the fastball. And again, we're just late. We just can't turn up the timing enough. We're not going to tag right here. Just in case we get thrown out. Doesn't change anything. Nothing changes. We probably still score on the single. And we can't score on a sac fly anyway. So, right, be smart about your base running. If we get thrown out, Jose Ramirez doesn't hit this 3-run bomb that seals the game. Not quite a bomb. Good swing. Again, we're early. We alternate between being just late and just early. We just can't find that perfect timing window, and it happens sometimes, especially with the servers. I'm not accusing this one of being bad, but in general, it can happen. Where the game just kind of alternates between the pitcher being unhittable and him looking like BP. It does happen from time to time. So, very early, you can see he has defaulted back to sitting on the outlier fastball. So, we're going to try to punish him for it. But it seems like he has put the controller down again. Clearly. And then 1-2 count here. I'm expecting him to not swing, honestly. So, I'm going to try to dot this. Ooh, highway robbery. That's tough. But you can tell why he got robbed, right? He slammed to that. There's a reason it went straight into the dirt and bounced into Skeens' glove. It's because he slammed, right? Try not to slam. Try to see the ball well if you're going to swing like that. And if he did see the ball well, he wouldn't have worked himself into such a horrendous count. I think it was 1-2 right there when I threw that fastball. That's a hard pitch to hit in a 1-2 count. So, in general, if he'd be a little more selective and see the ball better when he does swing, like swing at those, he'd be better, right? He's probably sitting up there taking pitches because he's not seeing Skeens well, obviously, by how many times he struck out. But you should always be ready for the one down the middle. That is the one pitch you need to hit. Does not matter what pitch it is. If it's down the middle, you should be hitting it. Sometimes you gotta listen, man. Again, just late, man. If our timing's there, we're on it. I don't. That's gonna go. Somehow that's a better result than the Ronald Acuna swing earlier. Not the best PCI. At most high elevation parks, that's going to go, or at least a bit double off the wall. And honestly, a regular park, it might still be. I did not replay that. He replayed that. I don't think I did. Okay, well, he left. So that's it, guys. Not the, most stressful inside the mind. Again, pretty low rated, but, you take what you can get on a Tuesday at 9 a.m. Not going to be a lot of sweaty people on. It's either going to be sweaty people or it's going to be people who have their day off work. So it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers. That was our games for today. We are at 872, which is in striking range of World Series. Realistically, if we match with some good opponents, we'd probably be 2 games away right now. So hopefully we can get there. Griffey, the debut boy, was phenomenal. Got what? 2 home runs. I think he went 3 for 4, 2 for 3, one of the two. He might have walked. Did he walk? No, he did not walk. Only struck out once. Adley struggled, obviously. I think it's going to take some getting used to. And now, like, he kind of has that mental block of, like, he's batting really bad because of the event. And on top of that, he's not performed great in ranked. So, just when you step up and see that low number, sometimes it can be a mental block. We got to kind of shove that to the side. I think he'll turn it around. J-Ram was an absolute monster that game. You can see 473 online with 14 home runs. You guys can't see that, but I will let you know. Ellie's been slumping, right? What I like to do when players slump sometimes is change up the lineup. So maybe I'd go him like leadoff, maybe. I don't love it, but Griffey's been so good that I can justify it. And even then, I could go Griffey in the 2 spot, but I think I want Jose with his higher contacts to be there. And yeah, guys, so that's gonna do it. Stroman pitched great. Skeens was great. Have not tried out Musgrove, but I have hit off of him. He does not look very hard. But to me, Stroman probably wouldn't look very hard either. So that is our Inside the Mind for this week. Not a whole lot of info, some repetitive info. Really just wanted to stress the environment stuff. If you're not in the right mindset, if your environment isn't right, you're probably not going to play up to your potential. So really focus on that. And it would mean the world if this was helpful for you guys to like and subscribe to the channel while we are on the road to 2,500. Until next time, peace.